In the shadows of hell, I, John Reginald Halliday Christie, am pushing this pen aimlessly across the page. I was born on April 8, 1899, in Northaram, near Halifax, West Yorkshire, England. I was once a phantom in the criminal history of England, from 1943 to 1953, murdering at least 8 people, including my wife. Now the darkness of hell is confining me, along with the incessant nightmares that torment. At 10 Rillington Place, Notting Hill, London, I lured, deceived, and murdered numerous victims. There was Ruth Fürst, a 21-year-old Austrian student who became the first victim of my uncontrollable anger. Muriel Amelia Eady, a 32-year-old girl with bronchitis, was killed by me with gas after I lured her home with the promise of a treatment. I became a clever murderer, knowing how to kill without leaving a trace. I carefully chose my victims, deceiving them with lies and promises of a better life. I felt I was a cunning killer, more tricky than any other killer. But by then, I realized that this intelligence was nothing compared to the suffering I caused. Ruth Fürst, 1943. When I met Ruth, a 21-year-old Austrian student, a sudden fit of rage swept away my reason. Before she knew what was happening, it was all over. Muriel Amelia Eady, 1944. I lured Muriel, a 32-year-old girl, home by saying that I had a treatment for her bronchitis. However, things did not go as she imagined. Beryl Evans, 1949. When Beryl, a young 20-year-old woman, along with her husband and daughter, came to rent an apartment at 10 Rillington Place, I couldn't control myself. When she disappeared, I pinned the crime on her husband, Timothy. Geraldine Evans, 1949. The story about Geraldine, the 13-month-old daughter of Beryl, is another heartbreaking story. Although difficult, I must admit that this was also a mistake I made. Ethel Christie, 1952. Ethel, my wife, also could not escape this dark life. She disappeared mysteriously, and only I knew the truth behind the fog. Rita Nelson, 1953. Rita, a 25-year-old pregnant woman from Northern Ireland, also became my victim. I hid her at home, and no one knew where she had gone. Kathleen Maloney, 1953. Kathleen, a woman trafficked from Ireland, also could not escape from me. Whether it was fate or cruelty, Kathleen could not return. Hectorina McLennan, 1953. Hectorina, a young Scottish woman, was the last one I murdered. After she disappeared, my process also ended, and I could no longer hide. Looking back, I regret most about the case of Beryl Evans and her little daughter, Geraldine. Both did not deserve the terrible outcome I caused. And among the torments in hell, I have found salvation from the Lord. Even in hell, the Lord has not forsaken me. In the most desperate moments, the Lord came, bringing light to my soul. The Lord has shown me the pain I caused and taught me that I need to apologize. Therefore, I apologize to Ruth, Muriel, Beryl, Geraldine, Ethel, my wife, Rita, Kathleen, and Hectorina. I know that my apologies cannot erase the pain I have caused, but I hope you can forgive me. To those who are causing pain and suffering to others, I warn you, stop before it is too late. Otherwise, you will face the punishment of hell, and I, a soul from hell, will ensure that you experience the pain you have inflicted on others. And now I must say goodbye. I, a weak soul from hell, came up here to tell you my story, the story of a dark life that was saved by the Lord.